was trapped. You know, I was like, I can't leave because of my kids, but I'm not happy. What do I do? And what I did was like, you know, drink a bottle of scotch and fall asleep on the couch, which turned out not to be the solution. And we did our best. Did we have moments of tension? Did we have disagreements over the custody? Was stuff difficult for us? Did we get angry? Yes. But fundamentally, it was always underpinned with a respect.
Affleck setting the record straight on his 2015 divorce with Jennifer Garner.
In a shocking twist that has left Hollywood, sources close to the Affleck-Garner camp said that Ben Affleck, despite high-profile marriage, is not only unhappy with his current situation, but is allegedly begging his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, to ditch her new beau.
Lost my cool, unfortunately, a few times. But I don't because of my kids, and I try. But what I'll do is I'll put them inside, I'll take them in, and then come back out and give the guys a lecture.
Could it be that the Batman star is feeling the heat in his marriage with J.Lo? Whispers of tension between Ben and J.Lo have been circulating, and some insiders even hint at possible divorce rumors.
We can get in the papers. I'm trying to get some more publicity.
Is Ben feeling the pressure from his relationship with the pop superstar, or is he just longing for the comfort and stability he once had with Garner?
Anything you read about the truth was we took our time, we made the decision, we didn't want to show the kind of, we grew apart. We had a marriage that
As the drama unfolds, one can't help but wonder, is Affleck trying to rekindle the flames with his ex, or is he just trying to escape a marriage that's crumbling before our eyes? Let's find out. And John Miller are one of Hollywood's quietest couples. 13 going on 30 actress and the CEO first connected in 2018, shortly before Garner finalized her divorce from Ben Affleck, with whom she shares 3 kids, Violet, Serafina, and Samuel. Although the divorce was just finalized, Jen has considered herself single for a long time. Dating is just a natural step, a source told People at the time. Jen will always care about Ben and help him be the best dad. She was very ready to move on, though. She seems very excited about the future and is in a great place both personally and professionally. Miller has also previously been married, having filed for divorce from violinist Caroline Campbell, with whom he shares 2 kids in 2011. By 2020, it seemed that Garner and Miller had split. The following year, however, the couple appeared to be back on when they were spotted spending time together on several occasions. The pair are incredibly private and have never spoken about their romance publicly, nor have they made any public appearances. But recently, Garner was seen hanging out with his ex again. But just hours before Lopez's filing, which occurred on the 2nd anniversary of their Georgia wedding, Affleck was seen returning to LA with Garner after they recently brought their oldest daughter Violet to college at Yale University in New Haven, Con. But why did he do it? So the Jens and Ben Affleck drama just took a wild turn. Apparently, Ben's been spending a ton of time with his ex, Jennifer Garner, and now there are rumors flying that they might be rekindling something. Some sources are saying there's nothing romantic going on, but get this, they were supposedly spotted on a secret getaway together. And J.Lo, she's definitely not cool with it. Word is she totally lost it when she saw Ben looking all relaxed and happy with Jen Garner.
Can't plan your life. That's not how it is, and you have to just be willing to go with what happened.
People always said Ben looked miserable and depressed around J.Lo, barely even managing to fake a smile on the red carpet. But if you thought J.Lo would just walk away and move on, think again. The diva's got her sights set on revenge and is reportedly going after Ben's fortune, demanding half of everything he owns. Sources close to J.Lo say Ben was basically freeloading during their short marriage, with her footing the bill for their extravagant lifestyle. But here's the kicker, J.Lo isn't just going after Ben's money because she thinks he was a moocher. She's seriously pissed that he's back with Jen Garner, especially after all the effort she put into keeping them apart. Sure, J.Lo never openly trashed Jen Garner. She always played nice, saying they were one big, happy, blended family. But if you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed that J.Lo's been throwing some serious shade at Jen ever since she got back with Ben in early 2021. Even in her new documentary, The Greatest Love Story, never told how ironic, right? J.Lo couldn't resist slipping in some petty digs at Jen, hinting that Ben was daydreaming about her throughout his marriage with Jen. Fans didn't miss a beat, calling her out for going low, especially when Jen and Ben have 3 kids together, claiming in her movie that their dad never really loved their mom and was secretly wishing he could marry J.Lo. That's cold. But it doesn't stop there. Word is, sources close to Jen Garner are spilling that J.Lo allegedly tried to undercut Garner's parenting whenever her kids were around. Apparently, J-Lo would straight up ignore Jen's rules and boundaries with the kids. And now, on top of everything else, J-Lo's trying to take half of Ben's money, the money he might have been planning to leave to his children. Fans are saying this is a new low for J-Lo, and those who were already side-eyeing her for other reasons are now convinced she's really showing her true colors with this move. One person wrote, "Everyone warned her not to make the movie. Now she needs to accept things and move on. So she feels humiliated. Please just grow up." Another one added, "Jen, save your dignity and move on. Ben need to heal himself before he can have a healthy relationship. Lessons are hard, but you both can get through. Step back and breath." Now let's dive into the Ben and Jen Garner situation. Are they really thinking about getting back together, or are they just friendly exes? And could this be why J-Lo is plotting her revenge and going after Ben's money? Let's break it down.
It's a wedding, man. He's in a wedding. It's a wedding. He's not going to give up his wedding.
Whose wedding?
It's a wedding he's in.
Just when we thought the Bennifer divorce drama couldn't get any messier, rumors are swirling that Ben and his ex, Jennifer Garner, have reconnected and are spending a lot of time together amid his split from J-Lo. Although J-Lo and Ben haven't officially announced their divorce yet, sources close to them have confirmed they've been separated for months. While J-Lo is jet-setting around the globe and posting thirst traps to show she's unaffected by the drama, Ben's been busy hanging out with Jen Garner, his ex and the mother of his 3 kids. And surprisingly, Jen Garner is also seemingly dropping hints on Instagram that Ben might be back home. She recently posted a poem by Cleo Wade titled "It Gets Better," which talks about forever being the only thing that lasts. Shortly after, Jen shared a video of Whitney Houston performing her hit song, "Where Do Broken Hearts Go?", which includes lyrics like, "Where do broken hearts go? Can they find their way home back to the open arms of a love that's waiting there?" So, is Jen Garner subtly telling J-Lo she's sort of sorry about her marriage but still open to taking Ben back? After her split from Ben in 2017, Jen started seeing entrepreneur John Miller, but their relationship has been on again, off again for years. However, they haven't been seen together in a while, and now sources say Jen quietly ended things with Miller as soon as she learned that Ben and J-Lo were done. Jen was also the first to support Ben during his marital issues with J-Lo. Since Ben moved out of the mansion he shared with J-Lo, Jen has been spotted visiting him at his rental home in Brentwood, which is just around the corner from her place.
Humanly possible?
I know.
Biggest thing,
He
do
looks
you like
pretty
it?
good. Yeah, it's a little bit like, whoa, who are you? It feels like I'm having an affair.
It's no surprise that Jen and Ben still have a close relationship given their co-parenting of 3 kids. But here's where it gets juicy. Rumors have been swirling that Ben and Jen have been spending a lot of time alone without the kids recently. And guess what? Those old romantic feelings are reportedly resurfacing. Jen Garner might be the only woman Ben seemed genuinely happy with, and they both claimed it was love at first sight. Ben has even publicly stated that divorcing Garner is his biggest regret, although his addiction issues were a major factor back then.
18, he was seen in this photo being driven to a treatment facility by his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. The 47-year-old calls his divorce from the actress, quote, "the biggest regret of my life."
So why is Ben really separating from J-Lo? Does he know something more than what's out there in the public? And what's the deal with those alleged leaked tapes? Jen and Ben first called it quits in 2003 before reuniting 2 decades later. Back then, Ben blamed their breakup on the intense public scrutiny, saying it put a lot of pressure on their relationship. But when they reconnected, he claimed he'd learned how to handle the spotlight better for this new chapter of their love story. He even talked about it in J-Lo's 2024 documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, where he emphasized how important their reunion was to him. But now, with all these rumors and drama swirling around, it makes you wonder if there's more to the story than meets the eye. What's really going on behind the scenes? And how do those supposed leaked tapes fit into all of this? There's definitely a lot more to unpack here. Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media. And then I realized it's not a very fair thing to ask, he admitted. It's like you're going to marry a boat captain, and you go, well, I don't like the water. You know, we're just 2 people with different approaches trying to learn to compromise. Maybe Ben never fully adjusted to having his love life constantly under the public eye, and it seems like this pressure really took a toll on their marriage. In fact, there's a scene in J-Lo's documentary where Ben looks visibly uncomfortable as she shares details of their old love letters with her friends and colleagues. It's like he wasn't on board with how much she was putting out there. Adding to the tension, there are rumors that J.Lo pushed Ben to maintain a certain image, which apparently led to a lot of frustration on his part. Word is, she even convinced him that a bit of facial maintenance was just par for the course in Hollywood, pointing out that even his close friends like Matt Damon do it. And here's where things get even murkier. People have noticed that Ben and J.Lo haven't been photographed together since March, sparking speculation that their divorce might be connected to Jen's alleged involvement in Diddy's case. Around that time, rumors started swirling that Jen was implicated in some of the crimes, especially related to the incident where Natania Reuben, who was heavily involved, was injured. Reuben has even said she wants to have the bullet fragments removed from her face for ballistics evidence, signaling her desire to reopen the case. If these rumors hold any weight, it could be a major factor in why things have unraveled between Ben and J.Lo. Natania Reuben has made a bold statement, saying she's willing to have doctors remove a piece of a bullet still lodged in her face to prove that Sean Diddy Combs shot her at a New York club in 1999. In an interview on NewsNation's Vargas Reports, Reuben said, "I'm willing to have a doctor remove a part of the 9mm bullet in my face so that they can use it as evidence if need be for this trial." Even though it could be risky for her health, Natania isn't backing down. She's also accusing J.Lo of outright lying to the jury and suggests that J.Lo should be investigated alongside Diddy. This twist could explain why the drama between Ben and J.Lo has escalated, especially if Ben believes there's more to the story than what's been publicly revealed.
We all had to go and speak at the branch. J.Lo.
If you've been keeping up, J.Lo's been in a bit of a downward spiral lately, and it's not just the Diddy scandal. She's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Everything from struggling projects to controversies like the Bronx orange drink debacle. And who could forget that moment when she was caught on camera spinning chewing gum into her assistant's hand right in the middle of New York City? On top of that, she's been accused of mistreating her staff, with more and more stories coming out from people who've worked for her, suggesting there's a pattern of bad behavior. And now, she's trending again for allegedly appropriating Black culture while not giving credit to the Black artists who contributed to her success. With all this drama piling up, it's getting harder to ignore that something's seriously off in J.Lo's world.
I think the problem with Jenny from the Block is that they cut my laugh and they kept ad-libs and they turned her vocals like all the way down.
So people are saying that if this is the attitude J.Lo brings into her marriage, there's no way it could have lasted. However, there have also been reports suggesting that J.Lo and Ben aren't ready to throw in the towel just yet and might decide to work on their marriage. Ben believes in therapy to a point and is willing to be a good sport about participating with an open mind, even though he hates the whole humiliating process, a source reveals to In Touch. He's never going to gauge the success of this marriage by what happens in the therapist's office. He also has a higher tolerance for conflict and having to fight to get his way than the average guy. After the insider notes that they have known Ben for more than 10 years, they explain that everything is a fight for the Gone Girl actor and Jennifer. The only satisfaction he gets in life is overcoming when the odds are stacked against him, the source adds. Now that they're reunited, the ego battle between Ben and Jennifer was always on full display and is only eclipsed by the obvious passion and respect they have for one another. But there has to be an easier path, and you have to ask why they want their marriage to be this way in the first place. However, an insider exclusively tells In Touch that the high-profile duo has hit yet another rough patch. Look, even when things are quote-unquote good between Ben and Jennifer, their gigantic egos and sharp opinions mean there's going to be some fighting and arguing. But the question still remains the same. Why is Ben being so hard on her? Well, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene, has a perfect explanation for this. Gene Deal has shared information suggesting that Jennifer Lopez's mother may possess evidence, as she reportedly kept tabs on Diddy during her daughter's relationship with him. But what kind of evidence? So when it comes to behaviors in relationships, any relationship is not perfect. However, there were instances that troubled Gene. For example, when they would return to the studio and find a bunch of girls there, Diddy would try to justify it by saying that, as a superstar, he needed lots of female company for his image. But Jennifer Lopez is no stranger to the industry. She's been on major networks, dealt with high-profile individuals, and more. What bothered him was when they would team up on her, discussing these girls disrespectfully. Sometimes he would be caught in the middle and she'd look at him, but he couldn't do much because he was Gene's superior.
Disrespectful to her. And I would be put in the middle of that time, and then she'd be looking at me like, yo, Gene.
According to Gene, there was a situation in the studio where a young lady made a disrespectful comment about Jennifer, implying she wasn't all that. That's where the tensions got up. Jennifer was about to confront her when Puff instructed me to take her home. So he drove her back, and she returned to the studio sporting jeans, a ponytail, maybe some Vaseline on her ears, and sneakers. She seemed ready for action. When she got back, Puff promptly cleared out the girls.
You understand what I'm saying? That was it. I've never seen Puff rough her up or had a situation.
But their relationship was marked by turbulence, characterized by infidelities, outbursts, and even an arrest. But there might be more reasons for Ben to lean towards Garner, which is their parenting style. Jen Garner has always been vocal about keeping her kids out of the limelight. She believes in setting clear rules and boundaries, a parenting style influenced by her own strict upbringing. In fact, Jen recently revealed that she got her ears pierced for the first time at age 48, and even then, she called her dad for permission.
Parents said, Dad, I'm going to pierce my ears. He said, okay, Jennifer.
This protective nature extends to every aspect of her children's lives, especially when it comes to social media and public exposure. In a recent interview, Garner shared her thoughts on teens and social media.
Said to my kids, show me the articles that prove that social media is good for teenagers, and then we'll have the...
Now that's what we call laying down the law. Garner's approach to parenting is all about creating a stable, normal environment for her kids, despite the Hollywood craziness. She's been known to shield her children from paparazzi, even lobbying for stricter laws against photographing celebrity kids without consent. It's like she's building a fortress of normalcy in a sea of chaos. However, Garner's protective instincts have really been tested since J.Lo came into the picture. Sources say she's worried about the influence J.Lo might have on her kids, especially with the glitz and glamour of celebrity life. Despite her concerns, Jen Garner has always tried to take the high road. When news of Ben and J.Lo's rekindled romance first broke, sources said Garner was actually supportive. She reportedly gave J.Lo her seal of approval and thought she was very sweet with her kids. However, as J.Lo became more involved in her children's lives, Garner's concerns grew. She felt that J.Lo was undermining years of parenting and going against all the rules she'd set for her kids. So, while the world watches this Hollywood drama unfold, Jen Garner remains steadfast in her mission to protect her kids. In a world of Hollywood glitz and glamour, Garner's down-to-earth approach to parenting is a breath of fresh air. Now let's talk about the court of public opinion. The Jennifer versus Jennifer saga has set social media on fire. On one side, we've got Team Garner, who are praising Jen for her grace under pressure and her dedication to her kids. But don't count out Team J.Lo just yet. J.Lo's fans are quick to defend their queen, arguing that she's just trying to blend two families. Of course, there's also Team Ben, although they're a bit quieter these days. But it's not just the fans stirring the pot. The media has been having a field day with this story, cranking out headlines faster than J.Lo can change outfits. Tabloids are plastered with stories of secret feuds and custody battles, each more sensational than the last. Sources say Garner is frustrated with the constant media intrusion, especially when it impacts her kids. One insider told US Weekly that Jen hates that her kids can't escape the attention and is doing everything she can to protect them.
I think really difficult for them to kind of grow up and be themselves. It's just like they know that there's a lens on them. And that's that.
Now, let's jump on over to Jennifer Lopez's side of the story. First things first, let's talk about J.Lo's approach to parenting. Unlike Jen Garner's more private and boundary-setting style, J.Lo's parenting seems to be, let's say, more in the spotlight. She's never been shy about sharing her family life with the world, often posting pictures of her twins. But J.Lo is not just about the glamour shots. She's been open about the challenges of parenting, especially as a celebrity. In a recent interview, she admitted, "I think being the child of famous parents is not something many people can understand. I feel for my kids for that, because they didn't choose that. They have just started letting me know how people treat them. So when they walk into the room, that's what people are thinking about. They're not seeing them for who they are. And I think that has to be a really hard thing for them. So I would love to be able to protect them from that." It's clear that the tale of two Jennifers, one Ben, and a bunch of kids caught in the middle is far from over. One person wrote, "JLO just wants attention. I believe that Ben and Jen Garner should get back together. Ben was happy with Jen, and I think he may be slipping back into depression due to the way he's looking now. Mohawk haircut, scruffy appearance. Knock on my door, Ben, and I'll try to help. I'm not rich or able to afford million-dollar homes, but I have a kind heart and would never treat you as you've been treated in the past. My mother and I saw you once in Arizona at a restaurant. What a vision. Another one added, Ben is human. Acting in Hollywood has a lot of stress. He was at least trying to help himself. Jlo is hard to live with, ask all her exes. One more person said, Ben Affleck blames others for his issues. J-Lo's association with Diddy does bring questions. Maybe she didn't realize how he was and got out. Diddy sounds dangerous. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.